morning, everyone. I am happy to be here and to do another live. While I wait for people to hop on, I'm going to take a moment just to kind of check in on Facebook and YouTube and make sure we're live. So as you guys check in, I'm going to check on things on my end and make sure we are live on both. I don't see me on Facebook. There I am. Okay, I am live. Wonderful. Awesome. Okay, so let me check. I think we're good on YouTube too. Awesome. All right, wonderful. It is very good to be here. It's good to connect with all of you and to offer a free live Reiki chakra clearing to everyone who might be in need of that. Good morning, Carrie. Oh, from Utah. I'm glad you're here, Carrie. So I am having allergies. So if you're looking at me going, gosh, her eyes look a little puffy, I want you to know you are not mistaken. My eyes are puffy. my allergies are a little crazy. I'm here in the Smoky Mountains, North Carolina, and the weather has been amazing. We've gotten rain and we've gotten lots of things blooming, and it's stunning and lovely. And my eyes, my nose, my throat, I definitely sound like someone who has allergies, and I feel like someone who has allergies. Good morning, Jessica. Glad you're here. You know what, Jessica? I've never been to Maine. Is that where you're from originally? I've never been there. It is somewhere I have seen pictures of, and the pictures are absolutely stunning of Maine. So, good morning, Robin. Glad you're here too. Awesome. So, today we're going to do a live chakra clearing. So my intentions today are to touch some beautiful energy into all the chakras, bring them into balance and alignment for you so that you can move into the month of April, which is a beautiful month of new beginnings. I don't know if anyone else has been feeling that. There's a lot of energy of new beginnings coming with April. I personally have felt nothing but endings the first quarter of 2025. It was just wrapping things up, clearing things out, all about releasing, letting go of attachments, moving us more into alignment. And then it's so that April can really open up for us and help us anchor in those energies of new beginnings. So that's what I've been feeling. And when I have been channeling messages like the newsletter, the monthly newsletter that I channel a message for, it's all about those new beginnings. So it's, if anyone else has been feeling that, you're not alone. If you've also been feeling like you're wrapping things up, you're seeing a lot of closures, you've seen a lot of closures this first quarter, you're not alone. And I believe that is just kind of the energies that are happening for 2025. And endings can be so heartbreaking, right? Like, even when we understand about alignments and vibration, it doesn't change the fact that endings are still heartbreaking for us. So if you're going through that, hold yourself with some extra TLC, because endings are still hard, even if you recognize that things have moved out of alignment. It's just part of it. And when I'll call myself my humans. When my human's feeling a little sad about endings, I give her a big hug because it's okay. It's okay. It's part of it. Even if we know that we're aligning with something that's a vibrational match for us now, it's still hard. It's still really hard. So good morning, Barb. All right. Hi, Debbie. Awesome. Glad you guys are here. Thanks for joining me today. So let's get started. For anyone new, my name is Laura Rose. I'm an intuitive channel. I'm a medium. I'm an end of life guide, and I'm an educator. I love what I do. A big part of what I do is empowering people. I love to empower people to get onto their own path. I love to share spiritual tools, things that help people with getting themselves into energetic alignment to feel their best, and then empowering people. And this year I started offering some new services like one-on-one, like teaching type of services. I've been offering some end of life guidance and spiritual mediumship, as well as continuing the energy healing work that I do. And it's been really fun because people have been taking advantage of the different types of services. Yesterday, I had a couple of clients that wanted to do the one-on-one learning sessions. And so you get a chance to go, okay, this is where I'm having a really hard time. I can't seem to get past this place. I need some skills. And then they book this session with me. And not only am I sharing what I know, because I'm an intuitive, I can stay open to the guidance of spirit guides and then share that guidance as well. And so it ends up being this really cool collaborative process where I've got myself, my client, spirit guides are offering guidance, and we share that. Then clients get to take notes and then move forward with the new direction. Like, basically, I always say that the spirit world gives us homework. They get to move forward with this homework to help them get into alignment and move into the next steps. The end of life guidance work is very similar. I work with the spirit guides of the client that is at end of life, or their family members that could use some support. And we work together to create what it is that that person is in need of, or the supportive services that the family members need. I am just here as a guide to help empower all of you. And it's such a fun journey. So these new services have been really fun to offer and have been really fun to experience, the collaboration between myself, the client, and the spirit guides. So I just want to take a second, look at the chat. Hi, Kristen, Alicia, Mark. Good morning. Hi, Susan. Um, Susie asked, do I help adults that experience repeated childhood trauma, both physically and mentally? All the time, Susie. I also grew up experiencing childhood trauma, abuse. And then, we, as healers, we tend to have clientele that come to us that need basically something that we're able to provide. And a lot of times I find that my experience as someone who's had trauma, my experience as someone who grew up in domestic violence, my experience as someone who had a terrible drinking problem, who was a workaholic, all of that tends to align me with clients that are like, I could use some help in this area. So that's a great question, Susie. And yes, I have a tendency to work with those folks. And what we do, we work on things like clearing the energy that's stuck. We work on, I work on teaching tools to help someone with getting themselves back into a place of alignment. Because we get out of alignment all the time, right? Like the second something triggers us, we move out of that alignment space. And you can feel it. Your body gets really tight. I teach tools on how can we get back into a place of alignment? How can we work with that trauma from a way that's more grounded and knowing it's going to be better, instead of that terrible feeling of, oh my gosh, how am I here again? Why am I still going through this? Why can't I get past this? We know that every time we work with those energies and love ourselves through it, it will get better and better. So good morning. All right, perfect. So, do we have anyone new that's joining us? If we do, just let me know. Or if you haven't received Reiki before, let me know. That's always a nice thing to know about you all as are joining in. Just so it helps me to remember to maybe explain things a little bit more fully. So today, we're going to move into a chakra clearing. I will move through the different energy centers in your body. I'm also going to share a little bit about chakras so that you guys just have a better understanding about it. It'll be pretty brief, but I love to be an educator and empower you all at the same time. So I'll share a little bit of that. And then before we sign off, or I guess I should say before we move out of the meditative space, I do love for all of us as a collective to send loving energy out to all beings on the planet. So we will also do that as a group together. So just know that that'll be part of it. And then I will offer some grounding. We'll come back. And I love to check in with folks and just see how you're doing, how you're feeling in your body. So just know that that'll be a part of this today. Let's see. Good morning. Okay. Awesome. So let's talk a little bit about chakras. Chakras are I call them sacred energy centers that are aligned along the spine, and they're associated with nerve endings and parts of the body, as well as our mental and emotional spirit. So they're intended to be aligned with the flow of life force energy that connects us to heaven and earth. So we have a chakra at the crown that points upward, that's connecting us to the energies of source, of heaven. And then we have a chakra, a root chakra that points downward, that connects us to the energies of earth. And then the 5 chakras in the middle, they point outwards. And they actually move all the way through us. So there's a vortex that comes out this way and a vortex that comes out the other way. They are separate from one another, but they're also connected through the spine. So if one chakra is blocked, or is, we call it dirty, or not fully open and balanced, it's going to impact the whole channel because life force energy wants to flow. And then let's just say we're working through some really challenging stuff regarding our heart and heartbreak and things like that. The energy will have a really hard time getting past your heart chakra, and it will have a hard time moving down. And so it'll just kind of hang out there. And so you're going to feel out of alignment. You're going to feel out of balance. When one thing to also remember is when an energy center is not open and flowing properly or fully, we are first notified usually through an emotional response. So let's just say something happens at work that triggers us and we feel that, that tightness that comes into our body. That is notifying us that a chakra has closed up or has partially closed or is out of balance, and that's letting us know it, and we'll feel it. We'll usually feel it right in the body. It might, if something's impacted our self-confidence, we'll feel it in our stomach. It'll feel like anxiety. If something is hurting our hearts or we feel unsafe to love, we'll close our heart chakra and we'll feel tightness around the chest. Or let's just say we decide it's not safe to speak our truth, we will feel a tightness in our throat. So those are the things that first will notify us. I personally, I'll feel like crying, I'll feel anxious, I'll just feel myself close up. So that's letting us know. That's how the body is designed to let us know. It's our first notification center. So then that tells me, okay, I need to work with some of that energy to help open that back up again, because I want to be open to the flow of life. It's uncomfortable to be closed. So it's very, very good for me to then work with that energy. Okay. Now, if we don't work with that energy, let's just say we don't realize that's what's happening. We don't realize the heart chakra is not open and fully functioning. It will start to, basically our body is continuing to try to notify us. It will then start to manifest itself into some sort of ailment typically. So you might start having heartburn every time you eat. There will be different things that it'll start trying to notify us through a physical way that our heart chakra isn't open and in balance. So the body will just kind of continue to up the ante to try to let you know that something is out of balance. And so it's really important to not just keep our chakras in balance just so that we feel better in mind, body, and spirit, but it also just helps us to feel healthier. The other really cool thing that happens is the more we learn to stay open to the flow of life, the higher our vibration increases because more life force energy can flow through us. So our vibration increases, and that starts to assist us with becoming more intuitive. We feel better. We're someone who just radiates a lot of loving, beautiful, high vibrational energy. And lots of just magic starts happening because our vibration increases. And then that means the universe loves to bring us things that are a vibrational match. So that just means we naturally start to attract better into our lives. It's a really beautiful process. I'm teaching a workshop series right now on each of the chakras. So if you're interested in learning more, there is a workshop at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today, where we're going to be talking about the heart chakra. This is the month of the heart that we're working on the heart chakra. And part of the workshops that I do are about empowering you all. So I'll be teaching different techniques that you can use on each of the chakras to help keep them open. And a lot of the techniques you can mirror with different chakras. So if you know that we're working on the heart, but you know that you've got some solar plexus stuff going on, you will learn stuff during the heart chakra workshop that you can also use on your other chakras. So if you're interested in that, you can just go to my website. It's sacredsoul444.com to sign up. I send the recording out. It's $11.11 to attend. And I also hear from people that missed past ones. And if you're interested in the past ones, you can just email me and I just will send you an invoice, and then I'll email you the link so that you can access the recordings. It's very simple. I know Alicia will be attending. Yeah, I saw your registration come through just a little bit ago. It's the chakras are amazing. Keeping my chakras open and balanced completely changed my life. I went from someone who struggled with alcohol, someone who was struggling with working all the time. I just had all these different things that I was doing outside of myself to try to feel better inside. And when I started working with that energy and keeping myself open, it was amazing how much my life changed. And it wasn't easy at first because I had so much trapped energy that had to be released and worked through. And for me, when something releases, I feel emotions. So there was a lot to work through. But eventually I did make it to the other side of it. And where I am now is absolutely amazing compared to where I was 5 years ago. So highly recommend working with your chakras. Okay. Let me see here. I just want to take one more second. I want to look at the chat really quick. I saw a bunch of things coming through. So Susie mentions that, and I'm just going to share this about Susie mentions that she's struggling with feeling safe. And that is a really common feeling, especially when we have chakras that are closed. We close our chakras out of fear, and we close them because we are feeling like Earth isn't a safe place, right? Like that's what happens. And we close because we're seeking safety outside of ourselves. When you put that energy into you, when you put that energy into making yourself feel safe, when you put that energy into making yourself feel loved and whole and complete, everything outside of you doesn't matter anymore. So I encourage you to work on keeping those chakras open and creating your own safe space within. The more you can do that, the less the outside world is going to impact you, and you will stay open to the flow of life. There's a book by Michael Singer where he talks about how important it is to keep your body open and flowing with life force energy. When we get triggered, we close, right? Like we get something triggers us, we feel fear, we close up our chakras, we close up our energy centers because that fear makes us feel like Earth isn't safe. So I'm going to close. What we're doing though is we're closing the fear, the energy, whatever that is, we're actually closing it into our body. And then that creates dis-ease in some way, if that makes sense. So that dis-ease is what continues to leave us in a place of feeling out of balance. When we then decide, gosh, I don't want to feel like this anymore. I'm going to stay open to the flow of life. So we open ourselves up to the flow of life. That energy that we got triggered by, it's then able to flow onward. So from my perspective, the more you stay open to the flow, yes, those triggers might come up, We acknowledge them. Yep, that's something coming up from childhood. It's okay. Earth is safe. I'm safe. It's just a childhood thing coming up that's making me feel unsafe, but it's okay. I'm an adult. I'm safe now. That energy then can continue to flow through. So I have found that to be really vital for myself and my own well-being. Okay, so before we hop into the energy clearing, I just want to share, I've got some upcoming workshops. Of course, I've got the heart chakra coming up in an hour and a half. And then later this month, I am doing a workshop on spiritual awakenings. And I've been doing workshops for a couple of years now, and I can't believe I've not done one on a spiritual awakening, but we're doing one finally on a spiritual awakening. We're going to be talking about what those symptoms look like, what are common experiences. We're going to talk about techniques and practices that are going to guide you through your awakening so that you can really embrace your true self. A spiritual awakening, in my opinion, is a discarding of everything that you're not. It's all the programming, all the stuff that we were taught to believe that this is how we're supposed to be. This is how you are a good human. This is all the programming and that we've been forgiven our whole lives. It's discarding anything that doesn't align with you. Some of that program absolutely aligns with you. That's who you are. Some of it doesn't. And a spiritual awakening is realizing that you're so much more. And it's a really amazing, beautiful process, but it's also completely terrifying and very eye-opening and can be a really wild ride. I know when I had mine, I did not have a gradual awakening. I had an instantaneous one. And I went from being Laura who drank too much and was a workaholic to all of a sudden I'm seeing angel numbers 30 times a day and I'm getting messages and I'm intuitive and all of a sudden angels are talking to me. It was a wild ride. And so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about what that looks like, what spiritual awakenings are, how to navigate them, and how to navigate them as successfully as possible. So that's going to be on the 27th of this month. And then next month, I've got 3 different workshops we're doing. One will be the next live. The next live will be May 11th. So we'll hop on here and do another live. And then there'll be also the throat chakra workshop, which will be the same day as the live on the 11th. And then later in the month, I'm going to do a workshop on soulmates, soul connections. We're going to talk about soul family, twin flames. We're just going to kind of talk about these soul relationships and connections that we have. So we're going to talk about that later in the month. The lives that I do are free, but the workshops, they're just $11.11 to attend and receive the recording. So if you're interested in any of those, just keep an eye out on my website, okay? So let's see. Let's move into our Reiki offering, you guys. So if you haven't gotten comfortable already, I encourage you to be comfortable. You can just sit. You can sit upright if that feels right to you, or you can lie down. When we do chakra work, I find that it's best to have your spine as straight as possible. So if that means sitting is most comfortable for you or lying down, go for it, okay? Go ahead and get comfortable. And if you wish to receive this energy, just go ahead and say yes quietly to yourself. And when you feel ready, if you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes so that you can just fully relax and receive. So let's just go ahead and start by taking a couple deep breaths and just really settling into your body, settling into the present moment. Letting go, fully arriving into our now. And just with every breath, you relax a little bit deeper, a little bit deeper, and a little bit deeper. And I'm going to start with the crown chakra, which is at the top of your head, the crown of your head. That crown chakra points upward towards source, and it is your divine connection to the spirit world, to God, spirit, source, universe, whatever term you prefer. That is your connection to that sacred sacred connection. And when the chakra is closed, we will feel disconnected from the spirit world. We will feel disconnected from God. We will feel very isolated. And I'm just setting the intention that as we move through each of these chakras, they are brought into balance and alignment for your highest and greatest good. Your spirit guides and helpers, your higher self, angels, all our helpers are right here with us now, working on all of you together. Now we're going to move to the third eye, which is right in the middle of your forehead. Your third eye is your seat of intuition. It connects you to your ability to receive intuitive data. When this chakra is closed, we will struggle to receive intuitive data, but we also might find that we're skeptical of intuitive data that wishes to come through. And then that's moving to your throat chakra. It's right at the base of your throat. So if you're someone who has clairsentient abilities, you might be feeling this. Your throat chakra obviously is tied to your ability to communicate, to speak your truth. For people who are here as messengers, your throat chakra is very important to you, and it's how you get the messages of love out into the world. Our throat chakra is also tied to our truth and our authenticity. So if we have a closed chakra, we might struggle to speak our truth. We might feel fearful around being open and honest about what we're really feeling and experiencing. I find that this chakra is closed frequently, and especially in women. And I'm just giving this a moment to clear. When I work on groups, the spirit guides and my spirit guides and helpers notify me when it's time to move on. They will just put some pressure on the different chakras to let me know when it's time to move to the next one. When I'm working one-on-one with a client, I stay in their energy until I feel it clear, so I can feel their energy directly. But when I'm working on a group, it would be overwhelming to work on several people at once. So my guides just notify me for me and let me know when it's time to move on. So just saying thank you to them for helping me do this. So moving on now to the heart chakra. Our heart chakra obviously is our center of love and connection, but it also acts as a bridge. The upper chakras that we just did connect us to the spirit realms. The lower chakras connect us to the earth realms, and the heart chakra acts as the bridge in between. It is common for people to have a closed heart chakra. We all experience heartache and heartbreak, and this puts us in a place where we feel like it's not safe to love and to experience love and to receive love. And then we have a tendency to put a protective band around that heart. And when I am in a client's heart chakra that is closed, I will find that it's even hard for me to breathe because that band can feel so tight that it's just really challenging to even breathe. So it's amazing how many times when the chakra is open, I'll hear a client go, "Oh my gosh, it's so much easier to breathe now." Yeah, it was so tight, your chest couldn't even expand. So you might just, if you're feeling some tightness there, take a couple of deep breaths and just fully release, letting letting everything go. It is safe to open. It is safe to love. It is safe to receive love. Love comes from an unlimited source. Love is spirit. Love is God. Love is universe. It's unlimited. We don't have to be afraid of losing love, because love is literally what we're created from. When we close, we feel isolated from love. But when we stay open, we find that love is continuously pouring through us. And we act as a conduit, and we put that out into the world. So moving now to the solar plexus, which is right below your rib cage. This is your seat of confidence and self-esteem. When this chakra is not functioning optimally, we will struggle with self-esteem. We will struggle with self-confidence. We will struggle to believe in ourselves. We might feel very fearful with sharing the truth of who we are with others. So I find that the solar plexus and the throat chakra are frequently very much tied together. If one is closed, the other one usually is too on a client. But our solar plexus notifies us frequently when it's out of alignment by that feeling of anxiety or butterflies in the pit of the stomach. I find that is the number one way that the chakra tries to tell us, hey, I've got some energy here that's stuck. I'm going to let you know by giving you some anxiety. So if you struggle with anxiety, you might find that it's the solar plexus that could use some extra attention. Just asking Archangel Michael to go ahead and cut cords of attachment that are no longer serving you. I ask that any energy you're holding that doesn't belong to you, that it be returned to its rightful owner or transmuted into love, whatever is in the highest light and resonance. And then any energy that's yours, I ask that it be returned to you. Moving to the sacral chakra right below the belly button. This chakra is tied to our sense of creation, creativity, sexuality, and it is tied to our ability to create the life that we desire, to manifest the life we desire. When this chakra is closed, we will struggle to feel creative. We will struggle with we'll struggle with manifesting and believing that we can manifest and create, that we're co-creating our reality. And then finally move into the root chakra. This one is at the base of your spine, and it points downward toward the earth. And this chakra is tied to our sense of stability. It is tied to our basic needs being met. So if we have a fear around lack, around maybe not having, we feel like we may not have the abundance that we need to pay our bills, things like that, that can create closures in the root chakra because we're afraid that our basic needs aren't going to be met. So that can trigger that chakra to close. A wonderful way to work with all the chakras is to go connect with the earth, to take your shoes and socks off and just go stand on our planet. She brings through a lovely balancing energy that'll work its way all the way through you. Another thing I like to do is just lay directly on the ground, because remember, our chakras come out and all the way through us. And so laying on the ground connects several of your chakras to the earth as well. So it's another beautiful way to bring healing energy into the body. Then take a moment just to clear your energetic field of any energy that does not belong to you, any energy that's ready to go, any energy that's not of the fifth dimension or higher. I ask that it be transmuted into love. I'm going to ask the pendulum to go ahead and clear your mind, body, and spirit. And then when that is complete, I ask the pendulum to clear your home and space of any energy that is not of love. Only loving energy may remain. So to collectively together, let's send some loving energy out to the world and to the planet. And with your eyes closed, just see the beautiful earth rotating in front of your heart chakra. You can even put your hands up if that feels good, to feel like you're got the earth between your hands. We're just gonna let the unlimited source energy of love move through us, move through our heart and around the planet. We set the intention that any and all beings who would like to receive this loving energy, that they may do so now with the approval of their higher self. So every blade of grass, every little ant, every mammal, every bird, every human, every plant, anything that would like to receive may do so. Everything we do is of the highest light and resonance and is out of pure love. We wish nothing but love and compassion and kindness for all beings. May all beings have their needs met. May all beings feel secure and safe. May all beings feel love and compassionate and kind. May they all be open to receive and give. Love is an unlimited source that we all have access to. May it pour freely through each and every one of us. And may we be open to receive this love in return. You may pull back your energy and get back fully into your own body, releasing the earth and just coming back fully to your own vessel. If cords should need to be cut, I ask Archangel Michael to go ahead and cut any cords that need to be cut at this time. I am now grounding your energy and bringing you back fully back to earth. There's no rush, but as you feel ready, you might notice that you feel like moving your body. You might feel like swaying back and forth, stretching, wiggling your fingers and toes. And again, no rush. I'm continuing to ground and offer grounding energy to those who wish to receive it. If this is your first time receiving Reiki, I highly recommend that you drink plenty of water after. There is an integration that happens after we receive any sort of energy work. We basically release what no longer serves us, and then that raises us in vibration, and then there's a period of integration that happens. And the more hydrated we are, the more grounded we are, the more that assists us with that integration piece. So be sure to drink plenty of water. After receiving Reiki, You might feel really good, might feel normal, might feel the same, or you might feel like you need to relax and take a nap. If you find that you're someone who feels tired, I would encourage you to take a nap. Even just 15 minutes can make a difference. All that's happening is the body needs some extra time to recalibrate and to integrate that energy. And it's just asking you to rest. So if you feel tired, I would encourage you to take a break and rest. And I would, for anyone who has received, I do like to check in, just to kind of check in and see how everyone, how are you doing it for you? Some people, when they receive Reiki, they receive visions, messages. Sometimes they feel the energy. Sometimes they don't feel anything. They just notice that they feel a bit better, a bit lighter. All of those, it's all normal. Every last bit of it's normal. So how's everyone feeling? And again, I'm continuing to ground for anyone who needs it. You guys are welcome. Thank you for spending some time with me today. And I recognize some of these names, so I think you guys will be at the Heart Chakra workshop here in about a little over an hour. So those of you who are attending the Heart Chakra workshop, you're going to receive Reiki again, which is always nice. Your shoulder feels better. Good. I'm glad, Debbie. I'm glad. I have used Reiki to bring like pain, like reduce pain as well. It's pretty amazing. I don't know if I've shared this story. I was on a hike in Big Bend National Park. I think I went in 2021, maybe. And it was a beautiful hike. Everything, if you've not been there before, it's extremely remote. And I was by myself. I was on a 15-mile hike, but I was using the All Trails app, which told me it was like 12, but it was like 15. It's the desert. And I brought a gallon of water, but again, it's the desert, it's hot. And this was in January, but it was still pretty warm. And I ended up drinking almost all that water while I was out. But anyway, at one point, I hyperextended my knee, and I hadn't seen anybody in hours and hours and hours. And I'm far out. There's no cell service. I've hyperextended my knee, and I sat down and I was like, oh no, what am I going to do? And I don't think anyone even knew what hike I was on. I don't think I even told anybody where I was at. And so I sat down and said some prayers and put my knee between my hands and just started offering Reiki and praying for complete healing so that I could continue to complete my hike. And so I worked on it for maybe 5 minutes and then said, okay, here we go. And I stood up and it was completely fine. So I still think of that and I'm always like so grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So Reiki can be used to help with healing parts of the body because again, energy can get stuck in places and then it'll start to manifest for us because it's trying to tell us. And when we clear that, it makes a difference. Yeah, I'm glad you guys are feeling better. Thank you. I appreciate you guys joining me. And again, a lot of these names are familiar, so I look forward to seeing you here in a little bit for the Heart Chakra workshop. And if the Heart Chakra workshop is something that feels aligned with you, by all means, sign up. Even if you can't attend, I'll send the recording out. And we've had a lot of fun at the chakra workshops. It's been fun to really dive into each one and talk about what we experience and different ways to work with those energies. So Thank you guys for joining me. I'll look forward to seeing you next month. The next one will be May 11th. I'll get that up soon enough. I look forward to seeing you guys then, and or any of the workshops or one-on-one sessions. So I look forward to it. If you have any questions, you're always welcome to send me a message or an email, and I'm happy to help. So I will talk to you all later. Thanks again for joining me, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.